Hey gamers, welcome back to Uncharted 3. This is chapter 19. Easily my least favorite chapter so far. I hated this chapter. I wanted to throw my controller. If I ever end up doing a video of just me raging out, this would be up there. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever do one of those like rage montages that I know people love to do, but especially because I live in an apartment and I think I would get a couple noise complaints if I did. I'd probably have to soundproof my room if I wanted to do that, but this chapter made me rage really hard. And on top of that, I also lost some footage, so in addition to chapter 14, I'm going to have to go back here and show you the footage that I lost, and I do apologize for that. But again, it's one of the perks of being new at this is you get to learn a lot, but you also mess up a lot. So after we start the chapter, you'll see that nice treasure glowing right in front of your face, and that's going to be treasure number 84. You're going to go ahead and pick up that treasure, and obviously the gate is where you want to, you think you can just go through the gate, but since it's not accessible, you're going to go over to the right-handed side. Now I will say, for as annoying as this chapter is, if you play on the lower difficulties, it's also a great place to farm several trophies. I think the number of enemies you face, and the types of enemies, there are a couple of trophies that you farm. In fact, I get 2 of them. Once you fall through the floor, head to your right and pick up treasure number 85. And you're going to head down the well, all the way to the bottom. Yeah, I think at this point, any irrational, I wouldn't say irrational, any normal human being would be dead by now if they haven't had water in like 3 days in the desert. But somehow Nathan Drake not only can survive without water or food, he can also fight enemies and traverse and platform and do all that stuff, and also melee people to death. So it's even for a video game, your suspension of disbelief has to be quite high to accept what you're seeing here. Now, once he drinks the bad water and says, "Oh, I can't have it," you then want to head out. And after you head out, I turn around, but you actually want to go straight ahead. And behind that pillar, on your left, is going to be treasure number, I believe it's 86. That's correct.
There's got to be something useful here.
And you're going to go straight ahead. And now you're going to get into your first combat section. It's really hard to get started, and you can die really easily in the beginning because you have no weapon and you have to get it. And so as soon as you get behind cover, and I'm going to make a quick cut here, what I do is I wait for this enemy on the left-handed side to get as close as he possibly can. Now, he doesn't do it here, but then I end up meleeing him and taking his gun from him. And then I try and kill the guy on the right, and then quickly try and get behind cover. Now, this whole chapter is, when I said there's a great chance to farm, it's because a lot of enemies are going to be throwing grenades at you. And I think I actually get the trophy for killing 2 enemies with 1 grenade by throwing it back at them. I forget the name of it, but it should be at the end of the chapter. And I get 2 trophies at once. I also think I get a trophy for killing 10 enemies with a grenade, like throwing a grenade back at them. So we'll show that at the end as well. Those are the only 2 trophies I earn on this chapter. But basically, it's the enemies on the left you want to take care of first. And, or at least that's how I did it. I started with the enemies on the left, eventually. But yeah, the hardest part of this section was just getting a weapon. And with enemies being as aggressive as they are, it was really easy for me to die. But once I was able to get that shotgun, then it became a little bit easier because now you can take care of guys who are just charging at you. I think either that's a heavy enemy or I just have really terrible aim, and I couldn't tell which one it was. But I pretty much emptied my whole clip in that. But I do eventually make it out, and there's going to be enemies at the bottom here.
Alright, steady.
You're going to want to be careful. I kind of rush ahead, which I wouldn't advise. I would suggest you take your time, because they see me and then I freak out, but I managed to survive. What I like to do is just kind of aim from this section and slowly start taking out enemies. But then you also see enemies popping up on this right-handed side. So they almost kill me, but I also take out several of them, and then I just kind of spray.
No, no, no.
Seems like I left one enemy behind. Puppy is snoring so hard. Oh my god.
Nice.
It's okay. Alright, in this next section you're going to be knocked down. You're going to want to kill this guy. And then after you kill him, you're going to go to where his body drops. And in front of him is going to be treasure number 87, I believe it is. Yeah, in number 87. Now, here came the other part where a lot of my... That's the part where my footage just completely died, so I will go back and record that footage to make sure you guys know where the treasures are. There's also a really good spot to farm for sniper kills, so like I said, I'll go back and record those sections. But this is the last section. This was another area where I got really, really mad. And some of it is my own fault because I kind of went in not well prepared, I guess you could say it was. I really would advise you to have a couple grenades because you're going to want to take out those pillars in order to take out the truck, as you see me doing there. If you take out the 3 pillars, then the truck goes down. And then at this point, even if you die, you can start the... I believe you can checkpoint into the next section, which is exactly what happens to me. And you see me start that next section. So now I went into this section with the T-bolt sniper equipped, which, like I said, for the first part didn't help out. And I don't know how I died there. I literally took a grenade and a rocket, and somehow I managed to survive, which is darn near lucky. I mean, even for Nathan Drake, that was extreme levels of luck. But yeah, and I took another rocket and still managed to survive, so I got really lucky in this section. This is not... I would not consider this a strategy for other people who are following along.
Handy?
So yeah, when you start this section, in the section before, I would recommend you pick up as many grenades as you can, or hold on to the grenades that you have for this section, because if you can take out that truck with the grenades, it will make that section go by much faster than it did for me. I went in there with no grenades, so I had to wait for other enemies to kind of toss grenades at me and toss them back, and also try and take out the pillars with my main weapon. Now I tried to shoot this guy, and I feel like I had him, but for some reason it just didn't register. So I had to pick a more open spot, which was really annoying. But eventually I do get him. Now after you take out all these enemies, there is another treasure, and that's the last treasure on this level, which is number 91. Now, I spend at least a good 2 minutes trying to figure out what to do next. I didn't realize what you're supposed to do, but eventually I figure out that after you pick up the treasure, you just want to take a rocket and blow up that gate. So I wasted on that last enemy, but then I come to realize, like, you also needed it to blow up the gate. So once you're done, head to the far right side, and in this area, in this room, is going to be treasure number 91. So I'm going to make another quick jump cut here and show you what you're supposed to do, which is you're going to go down, you're going to take a rocket, and that should be lying around somewhere, and go ahead and blow up the gate. Once you blow up the gate, you are going to head on up, and you're going to be overwhelmed with enemies. And it feels like there's nothing you can do, but then you are going to find some new friends.
English, I speak English. No. Don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. تعال عدو شيلوا يلا تعالوا ماشيين على البوابة.
Alright, for this last section, not much to do. You're really just gonna kind of follow along, but the sniper, and I don't even know if you can avoid it, but the sniper's gonna kill that guy, and so now you're gonna get the basic introduction to riding with a horse. And not only can you ride, but you can also aim down sights, and this is going to be very useful for the next chapter. But realistically, all you need to do is just go ahead. I think there's only one section, or one part where you really need to shoot anybody, but for the most part you can just ride ahead. What I want to know is, how did they get in here in the first place? They're having such a hard time getting out. Anyway, that's it for the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next chapter. Thanks again for watching, and stay beautiful.
You are far from home, American.
Shukran.
You do not belong out here. Any of you.
You spared me. Why not just kill me along with the others?
That would have been impolite. You are in distress. Even an enemy must be fed and sheltered. Are you my enemy, American?
Drake. My name, it's Drake.
Salim. I am Sheikh of this tribe.
Well, I don't mean to be forward, Salim. But I need a horse. I don't have anything to offer in return.
You plan to attack the English caravan alone?
You know about them.
My scouts have been tracking them for 2 days. Why are you here? Why do the English cross the Rub al-Khali?
They're looking for the lost city of Ubar.
Hiram of the Pillars.
They've taken my friend hostage. He's the only one who knows the way. Once they find Aram, he'll be worthless to them. They'll kill him.
If they find Aram, we are all dead.
3,000 years ago, King Solomon commanded the power
Of the Jinn. Demons, born of smokeless fire.
until they rebelled. He imprisoned them in a vessel of brass and cast it into the depths of the city. Iran became a place of evil, cursed by the tormented spirits of the Jinn. The English must not reach the city. If they unleash the power of the Jinn...
We don't have much time, do we?
No. But they have the greater numbers. We cannot attack them in the open. Tonight, rest. Tomorrow, they enter the canyons. We'll take them there. We ride at dawn.